Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. My next guest has been here before. Welcome him back. 24-Hour Rental is the name of the show. Super Channel in Canada. Aaron Berg is here. What's up, Aaron?
Thank you. I wrote a book.
You did, man. Mr. Man. By the way, he wrote a very nice note to me in the book, and he gave me the book signed. It looks cool. There it is, Mr. Manners.
Yeah, it's shiny, too, isn't it?
Yeah,
see a reflection of
very
it.
classy
Nice
looking.
shot of you back in the back of the book.
Yeah, it looks real, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's
Well,
words on the pages.
Congratulations. I wrote a couple, and people can't believe that.
I know. I read Too Fat to Fish years ago.
It
and
says
then
you
I said,
wrote
yeah.
something very nice. You said that Too Fat to Fish inspired you to write.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it was one of the things. I mean, Bukowski kind of factored in a little bit, too.
Okay,
but,
you got to ruin my... Are you a Charles Bukowski fan?
Love Bukowski.
Yeah. You know, ironically enough, a chick turned me on to him. My friend Carol Ciccone. I moved out to Los Angeles, and the first weekend I was there was Memorial Day 1995, and my agent, William Marsh at the time, invited me to a house in the Hollywood Hills for Memorial Day barbecue.
Yeah.
And it was my first sort of house in the Hollywood Hills that I'd ever been to, and I was there for less than 48 hours. And at that party, I met a girl who became a lifelong friend, Carol Ciccone, my friend. She was a writer, and she turned me on to Charles Bukowski. So a woman of all people, because Bukowski's known as a bit of a misogynist.
Staunch misogynist, yeah.
But she said he's just amazingly honest and great, and gave me a couple of his poems and works, and God, I was hooked, man. That is a real... Do you know who Bukowski is?
Yeah.
You would like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He makes it seem like everyone can write when you're like, especially if you have like a horrific past, you're like, oh, this is going to translate to be incredibly poetic.
Yeah. I mean, and talk about like an interest, like a lot of great writers, an interesting personal life where he worked in the post office in Los Angeles the entire time he was writing.
Yeah.
Never made a lot of money, lived in a small, modest house, dated women who always seemed to screw him over, and he got a lot of, inspiration from that. But he made friends with Sean Penn and Bono. He'd be like in this small... Did you ever see the documentary on him?
Yeah.
Where he's in that small house with some younger broad, and Sean Penn calls him from Ireland, where he's hanging out with Bono.
Yeah.
And he gets on him and goes, you know who U2 is? Yeah, she says she's heard of him. He's a fan of mine. Tom, thanks a lot.
Yeah. Wow. He's an amazing cult. Not too many people know who he is.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's not a
doesn't
known
come up.
guy.
But for as misogynist as he was, women really respected his writing. Like
he wrote in those bars in San Pedro. Anyone ever see Barfly with
Mickey Rourke?
Mickey Rourke.
Yeah.
You ever see that movie? He plays Bukowski in it.
Yeah.
Of all people, Bukowski did not look like Mickey Rourke.
And Matt Dillon's done it since. Remember they did one with Matt Dillon?
That's right. He played Bukowski.
Yeah.
It's always good-looking guys playing this guy.
And Bukowski looked like he got dragged behind a tractor, like over rocky terrain.
Literally, because he had the worst acne of all time. He was overweight, got dragged by it. He did look like he got dragged by it.
Yeah.
Mike, do you know Bukowski, Boschetti?
No, I'm sorry.
He's like Capone without the gun.
Maybe not as Britster, maybe.
Do you share Mike's love of Al Capone?
I don't know much about Capone, except he made syphilis go mainstream.
That's right. He died of syphilis.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's another reason to love him.
Yeah.
He died of syphilis. He went crazy. Syphilis drives you crazy.
Yeah. You got to take care of that as soon as you can. You don't want the
soon-
festering for years going, I got to get to a doctor at some point.
As soon as you see the first signs of syphilis, you must go to a doctor.
I can't figure out this Obamacare site. Going bananas over here.
Syphilis is bad. So now what are you doing now? How's the show going?
The TV show's going great. We're on we're 9th episode, so we're waiting to see if we get a second season. We're doing a live show at the Stand starting next Wednesday.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, which is amazing. It's called The Creeps of Comedy.
That's great.
You'd be very well suited for it.
I
Boschetti
think,
could come by, too.
yeah.
Boschetti, what do you got next Wednesday?
Will you give Boschetti a spot?
Yeah.
I just got you a spot.
Is he passed at the club? I got to find out. Should
Yeah,
I
they'll let him on.
All right.
They'll let
Yeah.
him on.
They're nice guys. I love
Yeah.
those guys.
So will you give Boschetti a spot?
If it's in my power, yeah.
Yeah, I believe me.
I
It's
think,
all right.
yeah.
That's
What's
the
that?
16th Wednesday.
What do you want to do, like a 3-minute comedy store showcase? Come on. Yeah.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah.
How long will you give him? 10 minutes?
I guess Wednesday at 10.
Wednesday what time?
Wednesday at 10 o'clock.
Okay, cool. That's
And-
the 16th.
Yeah, is it the 16th?
This
yeah, it's the
Wednesday coming
16th.
up?
Yeah, and they're doing it
Yeah,
every second Wednesday.
We're on vacation, so
Okay,
do it,
cool.
Mike.
Yeah.
I love
All
this.
right.
Yeah, you want to come by?
Are you going to show up or are you going to
Of
embarrass
course.
me?
Of course, I'm going to be there.
All right.
Yeah, you've worked there before, right?
Yeah, I love that place.
Okay, yeah. Did he do okay last time?
Yeah, he's always
All
good.
right, yeah.
He's always good.
I heard great stories because you were before my time in New York, but I talked to the old timers and they say he used to rip it up.
Oh, thanks.
He
It was
does
a long
good,
time
man.
ago.
And 10 minutes is perfect. That's
Okay,
great.
yeah, it's Creeps of Comedy. So
Now, who else is on it?
Big J. Okerson.
He's the best.
Yeah, myself, Kurt Metzger.
Kurt is hilarious.
yeah.
All great guys, friends.
Up and comer Mike Racine. There's a couple other guys. It's gonna be amazing.
I know Kurt and I know Jay. They're really funny. Now,
Yeah.
what are you hosting it?
I'm gonna host it.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
great.
cool. I just put it out there. Pat sent me an invite to this, so I just posted it for you guys
Did you?
on Facebook. Yeah.
That fast? That's amazing.
Yeah, last night I
Pat?
did. Oh, Pat from Stan.
Yeah.
Oh, Pat from the stand.
Pat
yeah.
Milligan. Yeah.
So he's invited, even Mike.
That's amazing.
I just sent it out last night. I put it on my Facebook page.
See, there you go.
He'll plug anything you got, Mike.
Okay.
He will too. Yeah. But that's good. You should take him on. You're gonna do a tour, maybe?
This is the first one. Do we plan these things right away?
I
Let's get the first one out of the way.
I'm like Swifty
Carnegie
Lazar.
Hall and like next one.
I'm like Swifty Lazar. I work quick, buddy.
I sold out the garden.
Let's get.
Oh, no.
I went from the creeps of comedy to the garden. 2 days. Oh. Well, Mike too. Mike's being mentioned by Dice Clay and Tom Green mentioned him.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter actually.
Yeah, I love both of those guys. It's so weird because you guys, I'm a huge fan of Clay forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give a friend to me.
That's just there you go. So you got to have him on. So it's going to be how many guys total?
It'll be, I think the first week is like me and then 5 other guys. Then Bochetti's going to drop in.
You could get more creeps than that.
Yeah.
Oh, we're loaded with, oh, God.
I think most comics that are creeps usually work clean, so it ends up weird. They got stuff to hide.
Do you have a favorite piece by Bukowski?
I liked Hollywood. I read Hollywood was fantastic. Women, I think, was amazing.
That is
And then-
perfect.
yeah, Women was fantastic.
It's just brutal honesty.
Yeah.
And him at that little typewriter. You know, it's like in literally the post office pants.
Yeah.
You know, typing up that
Yeah,
stuff.
little cigar, boozing all the time.
Yeah, a lot of
I mean, he
booze.
was a big-time boozer.
A lot of booze. He
Yeah.
traveled. He was one of those guys. He traveled to write. He said, "I've been in L.A. my whole life. I got to actually get out there and see the world to help me write." So he traveled cross country in like a little piece of crap car.
Yeah.
And
But made L.A. seem actually significant at
Yes,
that time.
you're
You know what
right.
I mean? By going to like the racetrack all the time.
It
He
was like
big
his
on the
New
ponies.
York.
Yeah.
You know what I
and,
mean? He
And
made
you
that-
never think that L.A.'s like that.
no, he
anymore.
made it deep.
Yeah.
He made L.A. like a deep artist's haven.
Yeah.
Or like yeah. You're right. That's a good point about him.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. Will you take a break? Are we good? Yeah, we can take a break. We're going to come back. More Aaron Berg after this. Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. In case you didn't hear that, let me say it again. Thanks to French Quarters Guest Apartments for being our New York City hotel. Let them be your headquarters in New York City. Go to FrenchQuartersNY.com to book your next stay. FrenchQuartersNY.com. Aaron Berg is here, a real funny comedian. Wrote a book called Mr. Manners. And so, give me the genesis of this book? Like, what happened?
This book had this idea to base it on the old Ms. Manners books from
Right.
way back when it was like proper etiquette for a lady, but this is incredibly filthy, politically incorrect.
Yeah.
This is proper etiquette for the modern degenerate. So it's proper etiquette for having a threesome, proper etiquette for dealing with a clingy girl a day after a
Now,
threesome.
what is the proper etiquette for a threesome?
It's really difficult to get into without saying words I shouldn't. You basically, there's a couple different kinds of threesomes that you can have. There's the one where your
My
girlfriend.
favorite is with 2 other girls and me.
That's number one. Doesn't always happen.
Matter of
like
fact, that's
that.
the only one I acknowledge.
The only one ever?
That's the only one I will want to be involved in.
Right.
Okay, well, this book deals with all 3 types, which is
Right.
where there's you and a buddy and how to stop it from crossing that line.
Right, I would never do that.
Yeah, this keeps you out of that Republican being frowned upon zone. So,
Well, what's the other one? 3 guys?
no, there's a girlfriend
There
that
is
invites
that one
a girl
too.
over.
There is. Did you mention that one?
I
The
didn't
fully
mention
gay
that. No,
threesome?
that one I said. I think the end of that chapter said, if you want to have a threesome and you're a man with 2 other men, this book is not for you. Please go see Rent or In the Heights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. No, so what is this? So give me all the types of threesomes you acknowledge.
We acknowledge the one where you have a girlfriend and then she invites a friend over, but
Right.
those are usually bogus because they put weird rules in them. And I say the threesome should not have any rules attached to it. It's a very bohemian activity.
You're
so,
right. There shouldn't be rules. It is.
Yeah. So regardless of what happens, you're going to break up with your girlfriend after this. So pretend that the rules exist until you all get in the bedroom, and then it's a total free-for-all. It's basically like Sparta once you get in that bed.
Should be.
Yeah. And then the second one is where you sometimes, on occasion, pay for the threesome.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah, it usually happens in Vancouver with 2 Asian women.
Now, have you had all this happen to you?
Yeah.
You've done that in Vancouver with 2 Asian women?
Yes.
And what'd that cost you?
$400.
Really?
Yes. Canadian. And I overpaid. I did overpay.
Do you think that's overpaying?
Yeah, I knew I could have gotten it for cheaper. You know when like you negotiate and you're like 400 and he's like, okay. And then I was like, I could have done better.
It's like buying a Japanese car used. You're like, well, you know.
Yeah.
You could always do better.
Yeah, it was, I overpaid. I could have gotten it for $350.
Easy.
Yeah.
Now, does that aggravate you?
Well, you're thinking about the $100 you lost out on.
And what you could have done with it.
Yeah, and during the threesome, it's taken away from the joy a little bit, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike, did you ever pay for a threesome? Mike, you've been to a lot of whores.
No, I always wanted 2 of them at once, but I never,
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I'm sorry.
That indicates a threesome.
No, but it would have been cool. But I don't know if I had the.
You can still do it, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no would have.
I don't know any places.
Today.
I don't know any current places that have that kind of.
You don't have to go to a place, right? You could call somebody
Yeah,
else.
you call. There's this thing called
escort services. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's this thing called the internet too. And
yeah, what about that?
I'm afraid of the net, finding people on the net, though. It's scary.
Yeah.
I do it all the time. What are you talking about?
No, but
every piece of clothing you're wearing right now is from the internet.
No, yeah, but I mean, from other people's net.
Girls, what do you think of that? Would you think less of Mike, the 2 twins over there? Would you?
I think that's what he needs.
Oh yeah. No,
you think that's what he needs?
Yes, I think he needs some loving, and I think that everything will be better.
I wouldn't think less of him.
I would
You
not
think he
think
needs
less
a
of him.
threesome with hookers?
That's fine.
No offense, how else is this going to happen?
He's going to pay for it.
Exactly. So that's what we got. That's what it's come down to.
Wow.
These are the girls you defend, Mike. Just saying.
We just got to get honest up in here.
Yesterday,
Yesterday,
Mike was such a wuss. Like, sometimes the delivery men make mistakes.
They do make mistakes, though, all the time.
Al Capone would hate you. He would beat you with a bat to death.
I would have been one of his good.
No, he would have thought you were a wuss. He would have beat you to death with a bat.
No, he would have let me make some money with him. I'm sure.
He would have beat you to death with a bat for that. You don't act like a wuss around Al Capone. He would have tied you to a chair and made sure you were helpless and then beat you mercilessly with a bat till your head was bloodied and died. That's what he did.
Your brain came out.
I'd be cursing him on the way while he's doing this.
Well, no, you wouldn't be able to speak.
Sure.
Your mouth would be filled with bat and blood.
Yeah.
Your hero. Well, now, girls, so you think Mike should do that?
Yes.
You know any?
Yeah, I think he should.
And you go on the internet and you can hire girls. You can figure it out. It's probably
Listen to these two all of a sudden.
Mike, these women are telling you to support human trafficking.
Practically.
How would you just tell them to come over to your attic?
No. I'd find a good hotel.
Yeah, you get a hotel, you call them up, they come over at the same time. It's good.
Yeah, rent a place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care. Make a whole night of it. Absolutely.
Where would you take the girls?
Where would we take
You know
them?
any girls from Kentucky who didn't do as well as you did on
Maybe.
who are doing this?
Wow, yeah.
Possibly.
Really? You know girls?
Mike.
You went to high school. There were probably hot chicks from Kentucky who
Not
need
high
the money.
school. Maybe Kentucky. Not our
Kentucky.
Not high school.
Well, Kentucky's got more losers in it.
No, not losers. I just think they have more promiscuous girls.
What would they do?
Yeah.
Mike, in one night I got you a stand-up spot. You just got confirmed, and now I'm getting you a threesome.
Yeah.
Now, can you
Mike,
get an erection at this point?
Of course, I get it when I wake
When was
up.
the last time you kissed a girl? Be honest.
I don't.
How many years?
No, it's not
Decades.
Not years. No, not decades.
No, not like a kiss on the cheek with.
No,
a
I know what a kiss on the
relative.
cheek
Like,
is. I
when
know
was
what
the
a
last time you
makeout
made
session
out
is.
with a girl?
Oh, okay. That's. I'm not good at remembering.
Yes, you are.
No.
Who was president?
But everything else, you're like, oh yeah, we had a conversation in 1982, and he told me about his family and his dog, and
Yeah, making out with a chick. I'm sure you remember that.
Oh yeah, that was just a girl I know. From,
Was it the first Bush or second Bush?
No, it was one of the Bush. Oh wait a minute. Let me remember which one's in office first. The father was there first.
we're talking pre-Bush.
Mike, has it been over 10 years?
We're talking
No, it's not over 10
Carter.
years, Liz.
Nixon.
Carter.
Nixon.
No. It was
Clinton?
Kennedy.
Now, could Mike benefit from Mr. Manners?
Yeah, this
what's
book-
in there? Like, what's in there that Mike could benefit?
First of all, it's going to teach Mike you don't want to kiss hookers.
Oh,
You're
never,
gonna learn
never,
that.
no, you'd never touch them like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, don't kiss them.
Don't make
you
that
learn
session with
that.
whores. No, no, no.
No, you say don't make out with them. It'll teach you a lot of stuff.
What about just like manning up and like going for horse all the time?
Teaches you the proper etiquette to getting your ass kicked and how to
Now,
deal
what
with
is
that.
that?
That's what I
How does
need.
that?
Well, once you get your ass kicked, you keep your mouth shut because it was your mouth that got your ass kicked.
Okay, how
Usually,
about that?
I
Yeah.
could use a good beating. My brother used to give me good ones years ago.
Yeah, but it sounds like your brothers treat you rudely.
No, we
you
had
gotta-
a good punching fights. I used to get my butt kicked all the time and vice versa.
And it humbled you, right?
What about with brothers? Did you have anything about that? About like being in fights with your brothers?
No, I never really fought my brother. He was younger than me.
Do you have a lot of siblings?
One brother, one sister.
One brother. Now, I mean, like when you write a book like this, how long does it take?
This was about 8 months
That's not bad at
to
all.
get it down. No.
And you get a deal, and I mean, it's an interesting thing. I think a lot of guys. I think this angle is what a lot of guys need.
To do something. I mean, I just want to keep creating and then let everything else happen. I
Right.
think that's the key. I'm not trying to play the game
Now-
by like I got to do this late night spot and then do a half hour and then I just want
You're
to
making
keep doing the
writing
work
a
I want to
book?
do.
Yeah, exactly.
What if Mike went to one of these women and he got an STD? Is that in?
Yes, there is a chapter, proper etiquette to
no,
dealing with
I
when
know
you think you
guys
have an
are dead.
STD or
Well,
when you may.
Aaron, my friend got his wagon fixed. We went to this hooker, right? He pushed me out of the way because he thought she was hot.
Yeah.
And the next few weeks later, every time we went to the bathroom, he was like, ah! And he had to have his, lifted with a popsicle stick.
That would be chlamydia or gonorrhea
Oh, yeah.
or a UTI or, as Jewish people like myself call it, non-gonococcal urethritis.
He pushed you out of the way.
He goes, I'm going to get her, right? And he was like, I was like ticked off at him. A few weeks later, every time he went to the bathroom, he was like, ah!
Oh my God!
Well, that's what he gets for being,
For being rude, for pushing you out of the way.
Well, it could have been me. I was lucky.
Well, you didn't go with the girl afterwards?
No, not after he had her.
Why, you had a little problem with that?
No, I don't want. I'm my own woman there. I don't want to have somebody.
Well, you know that the
friend.
My
hookers
own
are
woman.
not your own.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right.
They're up.
John, are you on?
No, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
Are you on, Aaron? No. I'm on? Wait, I'm on.
We are. Doesn't sound like
Technical
it.
difficulties.
We are
Hello?
love.
I don't hear anything in my mic. But,
No, I mean,
the
it's
lavalier's on? Is everybody on their lavalier? Okay, so we don't need these.
Cool. Yeah, Mike, you realize that hookers, they're not your own woman anyway.
Yeah, no. I mean, you could have,
They go one for women for how long you can take them.
but
for,
you could have
know what I mean?
easily have gotten it from them, though, from the other woman.
No, yeah, but I was more selective. You know why? Because pick the most unattractive one there, and nobody wants her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
so
the
grab
clean one, right?
the hot one. There's been a lot of activity.
So you got to stay away from the hot one because
Well,
you might get an STD.
I think
That's
they've all
terrible.
had a good
Hot
their fair
varies.
share.
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, but usually hot is hot in a brothel. You know who's hot and who isn't.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I mean, you have enough judgment for that.
hot doesn't always mean good.
Well, clearly it meant chlamydia to your friend. Pushes him out of the way. My God. Listen, Aaron Berg, thanks, buddy. Mr. Manners, check it out and check out the Creeps of Comedy next with Mikey Boschetti.
Yeah.
You're always welcome here, Aaron. Jay Thomas, a great man. Reggie Combat, Osei, and of course Dallas Penn, Francis Garcia, and Sal Basile. Artichoke pizza, go get it. The best food on the planet Earth. Back after a vacation, guys. See you a week from Monday.
Happy Easter.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.